It happens to everyone, at least everyone I've ever talked to.
Hey, it's Ryan from The Carb Situation. Remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a trainer. I'm just a human guinea pig who likes to read a lot and willing to experiment. If you go on the journey with me, maybe you'll learn what I learned. Oh yeah, and I curse a lot. Let's do this.
In this video, I want to tell you about what happens whenever you hit a plateau and how to get through it. So let's jump right in. The first thing I want to say about weight loss plateaus is that it happens to everyone, at least everyone I've ever talked to. You start a low carb diet, you usually lose a lot of weight really fast because it's good for you. And you lose a lot of water, things like this. But you'll continue to lose some weight and it's going to be great. And you're going to be like, holy shit, this works. I'm so impressed. This is amazing. Then eventually, inevitably, somewhere down the line, everybody hits a plateau where you stop losing weight and you kind of flatline. And this can happen for a couple weeks up to several months. Don't think it's you. It's not because you're doing something wrong all of a sudden, unless you are. And it's not abnormal. So everyone hits plateaus. It's just, will they get through them or not? And I'm going to help you with that. So the first tip I want to tell you about if you're having a plateau is make sure you're not missing something. A lot of people kind of get lazy or complacent while they're losing all this weight. They're like, yeah, man, I got this. This shit is good. And I'm putting it on autopilot. And the next thing you know, you let a couple things slip into your diet that you didn't quite realize or account for. Like I had a friend once tell me that, oh yeah, I eat a lot of burgers with cheese on them, but I don't eat the bun. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, do you eat any condiments with that? Oh yeah, I eat the regular condiments, but no bun. And the question is, does that include ketchup? Well, yeah. Well, ketchup has a shit ton of sugar in it. Okay, right there is a big leak in your diet. That's something that you probably weren't accounting for, but it's sneaking in. Another thing might be milk, for example. We've all been sort of led to believe that milk is good for you. Milk does a body good. Got milk? I mean, I'll ask someone, are you having any dairy? And they're like, oh yeah, but it's skim milk. Well, it has a shit ton of sugar in it. So my point is, be very, very diligent in measuring what you're doing, because there might be something that is getting through that is hindering your progress that you have kind of just ignored and didn't realize. So literally everything that you put in your mouth, put it into Carb Manager. Make sure that it's okay. The next thing I want to say about plateaus is that when you hit a plateau, stick to the plan, because our nature is to see that the scale is not moving and immediately go, fuck, this isn't working anymore, I quit. Is the answer to go back to a high carbohydrate diet where you're drinking Cokes every day and you're eating ice cream and donuts? Do you think that's going to probably solve the problem and get you going? No, that's going to just put you back way up where you were before. So the answer is never to go back to the sad standard American diet. Just stick to the plan. If you're on a plateau, fine. That's no big deal. At least you're not gaining. At least you're not as much as you were before. Just don't give up. Don't go crazy, because we definitely know that the opposite is not the answer, because you tried the opposite for your whole life probably and got you fat. So stick to the plan and everything will eventually start coming down again. The next thing that I want to say about the plateau is maybe give yourself a break from the scale. Now, don't give yourself a break from the diet. Don't say, all right, well, I'm going to take a couple weeks off and eat some pizza and some other garbage. Don't do that. I mean, keep measuring your food, keep making sure that you're putting the right things in your mouth, but maybe just stop measuring for a while so that it doesn't stress you out. Give it, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks, and then get back on the scale again. If you've been following your diet, then maybe you'll break the plateau on its own and everything will be fine. The constant staring down at the scale when it hasn't moved, that can be very stressful. So eliminate, and hopefully that will alleviate some of the stress. Another thing on those same lines is beating yourself up is never useful. Absolutely never useful in any endeavor, actually. But certainly in this instance, if you hit a plateau, there is zero value in saying, oh, I'm a fucking loser. I knew I couldn't do this. This shit, none of that is helpful. All right, just chill the fuck out and relax, okay? So you hit a plateau. Like I said, it happens to everyone. It's common humanity. Just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing and everything will be fine. The beating yourself up, that is definitely not gonna make the plateau break. If it worked, then wouldn't you be perfect by now after beating yourself up after all these years? So stop that shit. Now the final thing that I want to tell you about the plateaus is my secret weapon. It definitely kickstarted my weight loss in a huge way. And it's a real pain in the ass. It is a bitch. But if you are absolutely frustrated and you're like, fuck, I'll do anything, this is for you. And that is a 72-hour water-only fast. Watch my video on the 72-hour water fast. You eliminate everything from your diet for 3 days. You will come out of the other side a smaller person. And it will break your plateau and get you moving again. As long as you don't kill yourself on the other side by eating huge meals and trying to make up for it. That shit works. And that is my favorite way to break through a plateau. I was asked if a shorter fast would work. I don't know. My guess is that it will. If you do a 48-hour fast or 36 hours or something like that, I have a feeling it will have good results. But I personally have done the 72-hour water-only fast and worked like a charm. I happened to lose 7 pounds and my ketosis was over 5. It was great. Felt amazing afterwards. It was just fantastic. So that's the secret weapon. If you can't get past the plateau and you're willing to give it a shot, trust me, it is for the win. So that's what I got on plateaus. Let's recap real quick. Number 1, remember, common humanity. This happens to everyone. Everyone I've ever talked to that has gone on a successful keto or low carb diet has gone through a plateau. Literally everyone I've ever talked to. So it's not just you. And also it's not worth beating yourself up about. It's just part of the process. Put your big pants on and deal with the plateau. You got a long life to live here. There's no rush. You're gonna be fine. Number 2, make sure that you are measuring everything that goes into your body and make sure you're not accidentally missing something that is causing a leak in your diet and actually putting carbs into your body that you're not aware of. Literally, what gets measured gets managed. Make sure everything is kosher on that. Next, stick to the plan. It's not a big deal that you went on a plateau. I know everybody wants to lose their 30 or 40 pounds in a month. It took you probably 20 or 30 years to get as overweight as you might be. It's not gonna all come off in 2 months. The keto diet is amazing and it is the best vehicle for weight loss, but it still takes a little time. So give time some time. We definitely know the answer is not to go back to eating shit that makes you fat. Okay, don't go to McDonald's and say, fuck it, this ain't working, I might as well go back, because you don't wanna go back to the way you were. And finally, use the secret weapon. Do a fast. Don't eat any food for a couple of days. I did 3 days. It worked great. Lost 7 pounds. If you want to do a shorter fast, probably work. But that is the secret weapon to get you through a plateau and get you going again. It's a pain in the ass. It is a major bitch, but it works. All right. I hope you get over your plateau soon if you're in one. Remember, leave comments. Let me know if you have a favorite way to get through a plateau. And subscribe to my channel. Check out my website. And I will see you later. Cheers.